Hello. How is everyone? Give it a couple minutes to pop on here on the LinkedIn side. Let me know when you guys are live with me. Okay, looks like it has started on LinkedIn and on the Facebook. Awesome. Okay, let me pull it up. Oops, there we go. How are you guys? Let me know when you're here. Let me know hello in the comments. Thanks so much for joining me today for this ambitious outcomes episode, my live series. And thanks for those of you who joined me last week with my friend Bill Sherman, the thought leadership guru. It was a lot of fun. Now I officially know, technically, how to bring on a live guest now that we got that over with. And I'm probably going to try to bring on more guests for you guys just so you can get a little bit more diverse insights, maybe like once a month. So I have another one planned next month for you guys. I think you guys are really going to like. So thank you so much for joining. Hey, Ryan, how are you? Thanks for joining me. So I have been hosting these 30-minute weekly LinkedIn Lives for over 4 months now, which is crazy. So first of all, I can't even believe it's September. It's wild where this year has gone, just this crazy year in general. But I really created these live series originally for you guys to help leaders like you carve a better path to visibility and trust and faster growth. So that's why I go live every single week to help you guys out. And my goal is to share my knowledge, my expertise, my experiences, and my insights as a marketing specialist, as a thought leader, and as a LinkedIn strategist to help you guys grow. So that is why I am here. That's why I do this for you guys every week. And so these are for you. So if you guys want me to cover anything in particular, if you want me to review something, if you want feedback at any time, you can send me a message on LinkedIn. You can leave a comment on LinkedIn and I will get to it and cover that during these weekly lives. So on that note, when you guys comment, you will be entered to win a monthly drawing, which happens once a month for a mini LinkedIn makeover that myself and my team put together for you guys. And it is a $4.99 value. You get it 100% free. Once a month, a lucky viewer wins. And last month, Chris Lane Jones won. So thank you, Chris, for your ongoing support. And he will be getting his free mini makeover soon. So all you guys have to do is comment and join me and you'll be entered to win. Hi, Dale. Hey, Steve. Thanks so much for joining. Hey, Jonas. Thank you guys for hopping on. So today we are going to cover how you guys can create content in under 60 minutes a week. Now, this is, it sounds a bit challenging, 60 minutes a week, or just creating content in general is daunting for a lot of people. Like the thought of it is, I don't have time. How am I going to do this? And so I want to help you guys wrap your head around making content easier and making it less of a time suck for you because content is huge. So myself and my team at Mod Girl, we create compelling, valuable content, of course, for ourselves, but not just us, but our clients as well. So whether we're creating it on their behalf or we're collaborating with them and working with them to create content, it's a really big part of what we do. And we work with great people and great brands who deserve recognition and we help them unlock growth opportunities. And we do that a lot through LinkedIn and LinkedIn content and then building relationships on LinkedIn. So you need a LinkedIn makeover, Karen. Awesome. Hey, Hugh. Good afternoon. So today we are going to talk about that because again, content is a big part of everything and especially what we do at Mod Girl. And if you want to build thought leadership, you need to be posting valuable content. Like you just have to. And I think people are catching on to that. I don't know if it's 2020 and the age of the pandemic or what, and people at home more or whatever it is, but it seems like this year businesses are really realizing like, yeah, we do need quality content and we do need to have a voice in our industry and we need to be a part of the conversation that's happening. And no longer can you just throw up ads and landing pages and have a successful company without, building that brand equity and being a part of the conversation and really leading the conversation, right, in your industry. And so that's what I want to help you guys with. So awesome, Ryan. So let's get into how to generate fast content ideas. And again, these are 30-minute sessions, and I try to jam in as much as I possibly can for you guys. And I even have a topic that we probably won't have enough time to cover today that one of you asked me, and it's about how to create content for your thought leadership journey. But before we get to that, I want to help you guys just get started with creating content to where it's not daunting and it's not scary. And like what I do to make it easier for myself. So before I get going, if you are someone who has never created content consistently on LinkedIn, or you don't do it a lot, in the beginning, it's probably going to take you a little bit longer than 60 minutes a week just to build up, because I have a document going of and saved posts and whatnot that I can refer to at any time that's been building up. So if you're just now starting out, the first month is probably going to take you a little longer than 60 minutes. I'm just being completely honest. But once you get going and you have the momentum, it is going to, speed up the entire process. Okay. So the first step, and you guys can take notes if you want. The first step is to create a document. So for me, I am a Google Drive user. My entire business of Mod Girl is in Google Suite. So I have a Google document that is literally just called Content Ideas. And I have it bookmarked on my Chrome browser. And I can pull it up at any time. And so here's what I do. I come across content that I like, and let's say I'm on Twitter, let's say I'm on Facebook. For the majority of times, I'm getting content ideas from LinkedIn, but it can be anywhere. It could even be an article. That happens a lot to me. I'm browsing an article and I see a paragraph and I'm like, that's a really good idea. So what I do is I quickly click on that document that I have bookmarked, and I open it up and I paste in the link, and I might put a few notes of what I think, and then I go on about my business. So it literally takes me like 10 seconds to do this. So I am always on the lookout, not even consciously, subconsciously, for content that I can post. And so I get ideas from other people's content. So a lot of people think that they have to come up with like all these brand new ideas and brand new thoughts in order to have the most engaging, amazing content. And that's just not true. So the world's best businesses were not, they modeled other business models, right? So if you think about a business, do you want to create a brand new business that's had an unproven business model, or a brand new product that no one's even tested and the whole thing is new and you're just starting this? Or do you want to follow a proven model and a process that works, right? And obviously you want to do the latter. So pay attention to content that is performing well across all platforms. For me, it's mainly LinkedIn, followed by Twitter, maybe some Instagram, maybe some Facebook. And I'll get into this here in a second. Let me read the articles. So Vijay, you can see the replay on my LinkedIn always. So these are on my LinkedIn, these lives. Karen says, I write articles and started doing videos, but I need a plan. Okay, awesome. That's what we're going to talk about, Karen. So so step one is to have a catch-all document. So I don't care if it's a notepad, I don't care if it's a Google Doc, a Word doc, whatever it is. It's easier if you do it on your computer instead of manually writing. So just have some sort of document on your computer. Either you bookmark on your desktop, you bookmark on your Chrome, whatever it is that works for you. That's step one. And then that is just your overarching content dump document, if you will. So your ideas for your content. And when it comes to, getting this going, in the beginning, it's going to be fine, but eventually you're probably going to want to break it into multiple documents. So you'll have maybe like a Google Drive folder, and you'll have content ideas, or even on the document, you can break it down into like inspirational ideas, strategic ideas, Q&A, whatever it is. And we're going to get into more of these topics here in a second, but whatever works for you to keep it organized, you just need some place that you can go to look at all the content ideas that come up as you are working throughout the day, or even as you get ideas that come to you. So I text message myself a lot. I text myself more than I text anyone else and more than anyone texts me. And it's because I'll come up with ideas and I'm in the middle of something and it's just super fast for me to just text myself the idea. Or let's say I'm on my phone and I came across a tweet. I'll take that tweet and I will I'll get the link, I'll copy the link, and I will text myself the link to the tweet with some notes. And then when I'm back at my computer, I'll open up my text messages that are connected on my computer, my Macs, and then I'll paste those into the content doc. So my brain is constantly aware of content topics that I feel like my audience would like. And so when I am perusing the internet or social media, or even if I'm doing research, if I'm working and I come across things, or let's say I'm doing laundry and I have an idea, I text myself immediately, because if I don't, then I'm gonna forget about it. So step number one is just having a system that you can filter and put forth your content ideas as they come up. So they could be from your brain, they could be from other people online, okay? So a few places I get content from. Number one is LinkedIn. So for LinkedIn, do you guys use the save feature on LinkedIn? Do you know what I'm talking about? So if you go to LinkedIn and you're browsing your feed, and if you click the three dots at the very top, they're like three dots in the top right corner, click them and then it'll have save. So I do this a ton. So I save any LinkedIn posts that come up on my feed for referencing back when I am ready to write content. So you should be spending at least 5 minutes a day browsing LinkedIn for topics. So whether that's your feed or whether that's you're following certain hashtags, I recommend you follow industry hashtags as well on LinkedIn, and then you can go and click those, and every day you can look to see what's trending. And then also influencers in your industry you need to be following. And you should be spending at least 5 minutes a day browsing LinkedIn and looking at topics. And while you're looking at them, you should comment and engage with them. So it's kind of like a win-win. So you're already researching for ideas and just learning in general, right? So it's not even just like, oh, I need content ideas, I'm gonna go peruse LinkedIn. Like, there's so many benefits. You're learning things, you're seeing what trends are happening, you're seeing what people are commenting, and you're engaging with these posts, which people are going to see your comment, and if it's great, they're gonna like it, and people are going to request to connect with you. So there's just so many benefits of leveraging other people's content, especially on the LinkedIn platform. So, what you want to do then is when you see things you like, you can save them on LinkedIn, but you should also need to pay attention to the comments, because people leave comments that are really great for content topics. They might ask a question, for example, or they might give a tip and you're like, oh, that's a really good one. I think my audience would like that. So you really have to pay attention to other people's content. Like, that's where some of my best inspiration comes from, is other people's content. And so what I do is I see something and then I get this aha, this like light bulb moment, and I'm like, I can apply this situation that just happened to me with what this person is just talking about in their post that did well. And you can see what posts resonate with people. So you can see which ones are getting more likes and comments. So this alone, you guys, you can do this alone in under 60 minutes a week. I'm gonna go on to more ideas for you, but just browsing LinkedIn alone for content topics and then putting your own spin on it and posting it alone, you guys could do this in under 60 minutes a week with nothing else, okay? And a quick way to do this, if you don't have time maybe a particular week, or you're wanting to maybe like test the waters, whatever it is, you can share people's content and then say your 2 cents about it. So share it and then add something of value, maybe a paragraph or even a few sentences on what you think about it. You could do that. Or you can post your own original content, getting ideas from other people's content, and then you can tag them in it and say, hey, Mandy, thanks so much for the inspiration on your post. Hope you enjoy this, or whatever it is. And that's going to drum up engagement too. Or you don't have to say anything. I'm just giving you guys ideas here, right? Or you can just take other ideas and make your own content and call it a day. And you can always tag people in the comments and ask what their thoughts are on it to drum up more engagement as well. So this alone, literally paying attention, I think people underestimate the power of browsing other people's content and engaging and commenting on other people's content. I feel like that is so underutilized, and so many people overthink this. They overthink thought leadership and they overthink content marketing, when it's really simple in the grand scheme of things. So especially if you're on a time crunch, all you got to do is browse to see what's trending in your industry, browse to see what the other influencers or competitors are posting about and what's trending and questions you get. Okay. So follow industry influencers, 100% and engage with them. So that's the first place to get the content ideas is social media. I talk a lot about LinkedIn because that's where we're at right now. And that's my focus is LinkedIn and you guys are on LinkedIn right now, but this works for any network. Okay. So the second idea to write content quickly is your customers. So this goes back to having like a document of questions and statements that your customers ask you. So what are frequently asked questions? Not even your customers, but your prospects. So when you're talking to a sales opportunity on the phone or via email, what are they asking you? And what questions do you get over and over again from people and from prospects and from clients? Start a document, write all those questions, type all those questions up, and then you can spawn new content off of those questions. So another thing, what are your customers' pain points? So when they come to you or they reach out to you, what are they going through? So what are they facing? Why do they hire you in the first place? There's multiple reasons why our customers hire us. It's not all the same. So jot all those down and boom, you can talk about content for each and every one of those. And so what you guys can do is you can bulk some of this content to where, you sit down in a week and you can knock out like 8 posts. And if you spread them out, you can have content for a couple weeks depending on how frequently you're posting, which again goes back to under 60 minutes a week. So yeah, in the beginning, it might take you a little bit longer, but I'm telling you guys these things because I want you to start documents that are including these content topics, which you probably don't even think are content topics, right? So like, what are your customers asking you? What are their biggest pain points? Jot all of that down and then try to keep an open loop of communication with your clients too and asking for feedback and asking them questions as well. But that alone is so key. So when you're creating these posts, think about what would my customers find valuable? What would keep them entertained? In addition to, being valuable. But in the beginning, you guys, when you're first just coming up with this content, ideas, you don't have to like write the content. So what I do a lot is I'll find something and I'm like, oh, this is good. So I'll just write like 3 main points and then I'll go back to it and I'll finish it up later. But if you have something right then and there and your ideas are coming, then I encourage you to sit down and take a little bit of time to type up all your ideas so it'll be easier for you when you go back, right? So in the beginning, this is just a collection of ideas for posting content. And remember too, when you guys are creating, content from all of these ideas and these documents, you need to pay attention to what is going to hook them in. And so a lot of times I feel like we forget to put ourselves in the customer's shoes or the end user's shoes or the viewer's shoes who are reading our content. And you have to ask yourself, like, would I continue reading this? Like, would I click the read more button? How on LinkedIn you can view more or whatever it is. Would I do that? Because you have to have a captivating and engaging first line that hooks them. So that first sentence is super important. So that's what keeps people engaged, entertained, and it's crucial that you pay attention to that. When you're part of a team, you can leverage the sales team, the marketing team, the dev team, the product team, and they all have different viewpoints too, and you can ask them questions and get ideas as well, okay? I already talked about this, but even thoughts that you have that are inspirational, or maybe someone gave you a good tip and you're like, oh, that's awesome. Things that you don't think about that other people would enjoy. I just want you to be more conscious of those. So when you're in a content creator mode, your brain 24/7 is thinking and is absorbing resources that can help you create content, and it's just being aware of that. So if you're not used to creating content, your brain probably isn't trained yet to always be thinking of sharing your value and sharing your expertise. But when you shift your mindset to, okay, every little thing that I learn and every piece of advice that I get, for the most part, maybe not every, is valuable for other people, for my audience. And so I need to be jotting these down. So you really should have a good mix of, inspirational content that motivates people and inspires them, educational content on what you do in your business, your product or service, teaching people how to do things, and then like case study and social proof, testimonials type content that is still value. Okay, so all of those things are still providing value. They're just different types of content. And that's why I said, if you jot down all of these things and you keep a document going, it's so easy every single week to go and reference that. And if you keep doing this every single week and you're adding stuff every single week, it's so easy to go back and reference that and be like, okay, this week I need to write 3 posts. It's Sunday. I usually do my content on Sunday night for the week. And so I'll go and it's Sunday and I look at my document and I look at what I've saved and I look at experiences that I've had, in the past week, and I apply those to the content and I write it and bam. Granted, posting video content takes longer than 60 minutes. So I'm going to be 100% honest with you there. If you're posting video, which I highly recommend, it is going to take longer than that, but it's still a way that you can quickly get different types of content out without having to spend a ton of time, even if you're not ready for videos yet. On that note, let me know if you guys are following me, and I'm going to read some statistics for you guys that you guys will find helpful, but let me know in the comments while I'm looking at this real quick for you. Let me know if you're following me, if you have any questions on what I said, if you agree with what I said, any comments, let me know. And then I'm going to pull up this, my friend Todd sent me this thought leadership report that his company makes, data-wise. Hey, Jason, absolutely. I love topics and content that create debate and discussion, not controversy. Yes, good point there. Very good point. So I'm kind of talking about content ideas, and we can get in more next week since we have 8 minutes left now on like how to frame content better, because I love what you said, Jason, about creating debate and discussion. You want discussion. You want people to comment. So the whole point of creating content is engagement, getting eyeballs on that. And I'll talk about that soon too in another session with you guys. But Jason has a really good point of creating, a debate and discussion, asking people what they think. So if you guys look at my post, I'm asking questions always, right? So I just had that fast pass post, which by the way, I saw someone else's content. It was someone in Australia, and it had nothing to do with fast pass like Disneyland, like I talked about in my post the other day. It was something to do with the highway, like their freeways. And it was content is your something on the freeway, fast pass on the freeway. And I instantly thought, it doesn't say fast pass, it said something else, but my brain triggered fast pass. Oh my gosh, I love fast pass. Like I get it all the time. Oh, I can apply that to content. And that's how I came up with that. So I didn't just randomly think of fast pass and content. I saw a post that sparked my brain to go, aha, you can apply fast pass to this. So I'm just letting you guys know this because not everything that I do is like, oh, genius, Mandy came up with it on her own. Like I am very effective and smart with my time and what I do. So I am constantly absorbing other people's information, other people's posts, and it gives me ideas all the time, or experiences that I recently went through, with a client or a customer or a team member, whatever. And I'm applying that to create my content. So Steve said, I need to train my brain more. How much content goes before me that I don't capture to share with my followers? Tons. Thanks for the reminder. Awesome, Steve. Totally agree. Okay, thank you, Karen. So I'm going to share you with some stats with you guys, okay? To wrap up here, that will help you. So these are recent stats from my friend Todd. We'll be doing some work together. You guys will probably see. So it's on thought leadership and the challenges that people face. Okay, so I'm going to go through these really quickly. But the biggest challenge, so 52% of people said producing the right content is their challenge. The right content. So not just content. I talk about this all the time. It's quality over quantity. If you guys aren't going to put up quality posts, don't even worry about it. Don't post. It's not even worth it. Okay. But if you're going to put forth the effort to build some quality content, that's what you need to do. So 52% of people have a challenge producing the right content, and then 40% are producing enough content, which is interesting though, because then it goes to content success, and 91% of people they interviewed say that it's successful. Their thought leadership content is successful. And if you guys talk to any company who has been leveraging thought leadership content, they will all tell you that it's paying off. There's not a single individual or company who's doing this right, who's doing thought leadership and content marketing right, that's going to tell you that it's a waste of time and money. You won't find a single one because it works like crazy for everyone if you do it right. That's the key, and that's why companies like ModGirl exist, to help you guys do it right so you get it right the first time and you're not just spinning your wheels. But What's interesting is the content formats for thought leadership. I'm going to tell you what these, what the stats are on this and the data of what the best content format is for thought leadership, according to this survey. So 54% is video. So the best format for thought leadership content, 54% say video, which makes perfect sense. So I am here with you guys on video. I'm live, a little bit different than just video, but it helps you guys connect with me better, right? So that's what thought leadership does. It helps you connect with the end user, show that humanized element of the brand, and then teach people. And videos are engaging and more interactive than posts. So that's the first one. The second one is case studies. So I could talk all day about how you guys can leverage case studies for your posts, for your content on LinkedIn, and how powerful that is. And so you guys can take little blips from case studies and use that as posts. So if you have a case study that's, a page long or even 2 pages long, you can take key points from that. And hell, you could have content for weeks just from one case study. So case studies are the number 2 best format to use for thought leadership, according to this. And then it follows webinars, blog posts, ebooks, images, and then podcasts is at the very bottom of this list, you guys, by the way. I know there's a lot of crazy podcast fans that are telling everyone that you have to have a podcast. It's a lot of work, and I don't recommend it for most people. It depends on where you're at in your business, but according to this, podcasts are at the very bottom of the list. So, okay, that's a relatively high percentage in success. I know, Jonas, I thought so too. So this is what it says. It says 91% majority report successfully overcoming challenges with a thought leadership content program. And they consider it successful, somewhat successful now that I'm reading it on the pie chart. So it's somewhat successful, okay? So maybe it's not like killing it for all of them, but it's somewhat successful. Yes, I talked about that, Jason, in the beginning. I mentioned the save post option in LinkedIn. I do that all the time. So I mentioned to you guys that earlier is you should be leveraging that save post. If you click the 3 dots on any sort of LinkedIn post and on the drop down, you'll have the option to click save posts. And that is so helpful. So I save it later for reading, perhaps open in Chrome so it's there. Yes, exactly, Jason. Thanks for that. And so this is interesting too. Resource allocation when it comes to thought leadership. Okay, so I'm still going on the stats here and I'll wrap up here in a second. But 47% of people surveyed outsource a portion of their thought leadership work to specialists like us, like Mod Girl, right? So that's almost half. Half of people that are doing this are outsourcing it to get help because it really is hard to do this internally without a second set of eyes and people who do this every day, all day, aka Mod Girl, right? So I found that interesting that almost half of people that they interviewed are outsourcing some of this to an extent. And then 2 more things I wanted to share with you guys. So in terms of content performance and the benefits that they say that thought leadership presents, 59% say build brand awareness, okay? So almost 60% of people say build brand awareness, which like that's what we do as thought leaders. So it's so funny how, I've been having this conversation a lot with people and executives and people that work with executives and they're ticked off they didn't get the right job or they didn't get a promotion or they didn't get hired from this particular company or they didn't even get asked to interview or whatever it is. And the question is, well, can they find you? Can people find you? This goes for businesses too. Can people even find your business? Can people even find your LinkedIn profile? And a lot of times the answer is no. And so building brand awareness alone is huge, you guys, because that's the majority of all of this. Like you guys have to be out there. You have to be building your brand awareness so people see you and they even know that you exist. Like you want new clients, let people know you exist. Start posting content, start engaging in communities, start being a part of the conversation. Otherwise, people have no clue you even exist. So that's why we do what we do. And that's why I'm on these helping you guys realize this so that you put out content and you put yourself out there and you engage with other people because that's how you build a successful brand, even if it's a personal brand, right? Even if you work for other people, it doesn't matter. It's the same concept. You guys have got to be creating this content for building your brand awareness. And then the second thing that is in the data is building expert status, aka thought leadership, right? So the two benefits are brand awareness and building expert status, and then shortly followed by generating and nurturing leads, which all go hand in hand. So when you build up your brand on LinkedIn, for example, and you're creating content and you're engaging, leads are going to come to you. People are going to come to you and your business is going to naturally grow, okay? Jason says, plan your strengths. Outsourcing is not necessarily a bad thing. It proves to yourself that you know your own strengths and weaknesses. Yes, Jason, such a good point. I am all for hiring people and hiring companies that can help me accomplish my goals faster, especially in areas that I am not a 100% expert in. So the last stat here I'll leave with you guys is content characteristics. And so 60% of marketers agree that their thought leadership content should be educational, followed by timely, and then targeted, then original, unique, etc. So educational content is key. And if you guys pay attention to my posts and even what I'm doing right now, it's primarily educating you. Like the majority of my content is educational. It's helping people. It's teaching people. It's having people think like, oh yeah, good point. Didn't think about it. Like Steve just said, right? Having awareness because you guys are having, conversations and great things are coming at you all the time. Having awareness. Oh, this could be a post that I could write about or make a video about, right? So 60% of that is educational content. So I just wanted to share this with you. I literally got it in my inbox today from my friend Todd, and I was like, this is so perfect for what my topic is today, which is creating content on LinkedIn. So again, there's so many different types of content too, from videos to blog posts to long form content to short form content, images, no images, case study tidbits. I mean, there's so much you guys can do, but I encourage you, if you haven't started being consistent with your content, just start at whatever is most comfortable for you. So whatever is easiest. If it's short form content, go for it. If it's coming up with a quote or using a quote from someone else and then applying it to your business to help people, go for it. Whatever is easiest for you, just start doing something. Just start doing something, make it valuable, and keep track of everything that's coming at you because a lot you can use for content purposes, okay? So make sure you're following influencers, following those hashtags, using the saved feature on LinkedIn, like Jason and I mentioned, and then creating a document that you're constantly updating and adding things to, and then when you post it, you can go on there and cross it off, check it off, however you want to do it, okay? So that is it for today, you guys. I hope you found this super valuable. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you found it helpful, leave a comment. Also, if you want to be entered to win the mini LinkedIn makeover at the end of the month, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of this. And next week, we will be talking about how to create content for the customer journey. So the buyer cycle. So you have that, awareness and decision and all those different cycles of the buyer journey. How do you apply that to your content and how can you do that quickly? And so that's what we're going to talk about next week. Anything else you guys want me to discuss or talk about, let me know. If you guys haven't already downloaded my checklist, you can check out my LinkedIn checklist. We are doing amazing things for clients, individuals, executives, business owners, and also brands with LinkedIn. So we are helping them build their thought leadership, helping them create content, helping them leverage Sales Navigator to connect with the right people and build relationships. And we're making things happen. So if you guys ever need help with your B2B efforts, biz dev, thought leadership, I would love to help. You can start with my checklist and reach out at any time, and I will be glad to help. And if I can't help, I'll offer you some tips and I'll point you in the right direction. Okay? So I am here for you guys. And as always, send me a message, leave a comment, anything you want to discuss next week or you want me to help you out with, let me know. Okay? Thank you guys so much. See you. Enjoy your weekend and enjoy your holiday weekend, Labor Day. Although I'll be working, but hopefully you guys have a good week.